Most photographers think that they need to travel somewhere epic to take great landscape photos. You know the images I'm talking about: dramatic mountain peaks, iconic locations, all those places that get millions of likes on social media. But honestly, most of my favourite shots were never planned. They were taken in completely ordinary places. Places most people would just walk straight past without a second thought. So in this video, I want to talk about why chasing iconic locations might actually be holding your photography back and what to focus on instead. So here's something I see all the time with photographers who are starting out. They build up this mental bucket list of places they think they need to visit before they actually focus on their craft. Places like Iceland, Patagonia, the epic Instagram locations. And look, those places are stunning. I'm not going to pretend that they're not. There's a reason why everyone visits them. But here's the thing. Great photographers aren't great because of where they go. They're great because of how they see. You could put two photographers in the exact same spot at the exact same time, and each would produce very different results. The difference isn't the location, it's their vision. And I think a lot of this comes down to social media, honestly. Platforms like Instagram are built to reward images that are dramatic, colourful, and attention-grabbing. So the photos that perform best are almost always from spectacular locations with perfect light. And when you're scrolling through thousands of those images, it starts to feel like that's what photography is supposed to look like. But what you're not seeing is the thousands of other images that have been beautifully composed and crafted to hold your attention and that tell a story. These images, unfortunately, don't fit the mould of what makes a great image on social media, and therefore they don't get pushed out to the masses. And what happens is new photographers learn to take photos that fit one specific mould to get attention. Nothing to do with what actually makes a great photo, but a strategic plan crafted by a social media platform to keep you scrolling. Some of the images I'm most proud of were taken in pretty ordinary places, on the side of a road, local caravan park, down some random dirt track. Nothing glamorous, but what made those images work wasn't the location. It was the way that the scene was composed and the light that was there in that moment. That's the real skill. Real creativity is about finding something ordinary and turning it into something spectacular. Instead of chasing iconic locations, I encourage photographers to start looking for 4 key things in a scene. Firstly, light. I don't mean incredible dramatic light. Backlighting, soft light, directional light. Even the most boring subject can look incredible with the right light on it. The only planning I do these days is around conditions and light. If conditions such as fog or snow are predicted and the light is soft, then I know I'll be able to find something. Once you know what looks good under a certain type of light, all you need to do is find your subject. The majority of the shots I take these days are photographed under very soft, uninteresting light. The reason for this is that it provides an even light across the scene or subject and reveals the true colours in nature without any type of cast from the sky or sun. Start training your eye to recognise shapes and lines in the landscape. Seeing trees as lines, repeating patterns in plants, lines in rock formations. Once you start seeing shapes, ordinary scenes open right up. When I'm shooting up in the dense alpine bushland, photographing trees, I look for interesting tree shapes and the line structure of a group of trees to figure out how to structure a particular scene. I see nature sort of as a design, whether it's patterns or lines or shapes. I'm always trying to figure out what elements work together to create a pleasing, balanced scene. Professional photographers are always looking for foregrounds, midgrounds and backgrounds. That layering is what gives an image a real sense of depth and dimension. You don't need mountains for it. It works in forests, coastal scenes, fields, anywhere with a bit of fog. Not every landscape has to be a large sweeping vista. Some of the most powerful images are small and quiet, such as a bed of autumn leaves, patterns in the water, texture in a rock face. These scenes are everywhere, but you have to slow down to notice them. So here's something I'd actually encourage you to try on your next outing. Don't go chasing the big scene. Instead, challenge yourself to find 3 to 5 strong compositions in a location that you're familiar with. Don't move around much. Don't go searching for something better. Just slow down and really look at what's around you. And I would suggest that you don't get the tripod out straight away. Just walk around, see what grabs your attention. Only pull the tripod out once you have found your composition. Look at the light, shapes, textures, small details. You'd be surprised how many images exist in places you would have just walked straight past. So next time you're scrolling through photos from Iceland or Patagonia and thinking, I could get photos like that if only I could get there. Well, I can tell you, you won't. The most likely situation is that you won't get the conditions you had hoped for, and you'll end up standing there wrestling with your tripod to squeeze in between all these other photographers trying to get the exact same shot. Great photography comes from learning how to see. And once you develop that skill, it doesn't matter where you are. The world becomes full of possibilities, even in the most ordinary places. If you found this useful, consider subscribing. I'm starting to put out more regular videos on seeing and composing landscapes more creatively. And if you want to work on this in person, I do run landscape photography workshops here in the Victorian High Country, where we focus specifically on developing this way of seeing out in the field. Links in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.